everybody. I'm Scotty J. You are watching Rock Titan Music Television. And as you can see right here, you already know who our next guest is, Elias Nonpoint. What's going on, man?
Everything and anything.
Yeah.
All the good stuff.
Now, I gotta wonder, because I know you're originally from, like the warmer parts of the country. Mm-hmm. Here we are today at the Chameleon Club, Lancaster. It's cold as balls out there.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad out there. Windy and cold.
What were you guys thinking? Was it just you wanted to go on tour with P.O.D. that bad?
Yes, we did. It's a great tour. Crowds have been great. Shows have been packed, and vibe has been good, man.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you have an affinity for the Amish folk because it was not too long ago that you were here with He Is Legend.
Yes.
Yeah, just a couple months ago. And I guess, was that more... Well, I mean, obviously, you've been supporting your 10th album. 10, So was that the 10 tour? Is this still considered like the 10 tour? Because obviously...
No. This is the full circle
full
tour.
Circle for P.O.D.,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
This is their tour. We're in support of them. And,
okay.
Also too, just getting the word out about our record and having a great tour. This tour has been unbelievable, and like I said, the crowds have been amazing. Our socials have been off the charts. So all's good, man.
Yeah, no, very cool. And like we were talking a little bit ago, it's wild because I remember when Nonpoint first came out. Guns blazing back in the '90s, and here you are now. It's been over 20 years later, that you guys are all still together. How cool is that for you, that you've been able to make a career out of this? Because obviously when you come out as a musician, you don't necessarily know what the success is going to be like.
Yeah.
You shoot for the stars, but you don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
The fact you've been able to do this and make a living.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable blessing. You don't ever... You can't think that far ahead. You always wish that far ahead, and you try to make the right decisions to keep you on that path. And luckily for us, we've made a majority of the decisions with our music that have kept us relevant and kept people coming to the shows with our show, and hard work with the support of our amazing fan base really makes things amazing at the end of such a long career.
Yeah, no. Well, I know you love your fans, and obviously you feed off them quite a bit because you guys are energized up there on stage.
Yes, sir.
It's not one of those things where Elias is just standing at the mic. You're not one of those stoic figures.
No.
You guys are, in it. So the crowd's got to be important.
Absolutely.
And here we are again. So, like we were talking about, you were here with He Is Legend last time, just a few months ago. Who you like better, P.O.D. or He Is Legend?
It's not really who you can't.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
But how's it been with P.O.D.?
The crowds, the tour with P.O.D. has been amazing. The tour with He Is Legend was great too. But our the bands are similar,
right?
With P.O.D. and us, and
right.
and the Islander Boys. So I think the crowd overall is I guess vibing with us.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you about that too. Just the relationship with P.O.D. because not only is your music similar, but you guys really started to experience that real commercial success right around the same time. Mm-hmm. And here we are, both of you guys, ironically, are celebrating, or touring with your 10th album. Mm-hmm. Theirs is a little bit more creative than yours, as far as the title of the album.
Oh, yeah.
How hard was it to come up with 10? Did you have any names that you guys were like kicking around? Like, this is our 10th studio album. What are we going to call this? What lost? I have to say.
No, that was.
It was just 10. It was going to be 10 the whole time.
That was the one.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Well, they got Circle, and obviously everything's come full circle with those guys.
Right.
Very cool. Have you toured with those guys in the past? I mean, I didn't go back and look over the history or anything, but like you said, I mean, you guys kind of have this kinship.
No, this is the first tour that we've done.
Really?
Long term with them. We've played shows with them numerous times over the years.
But as far as actually touring?
Plenty of festival shows, but never a tour like this.
Okay, all right. Now, one of the things that I thought was really cool, and I was kind of trolling some of your social media. Now, are you in control of the Nonpoint Facebook page, or do you have someone else do that? Like when you look at a post.
It's band members.
Okay, so I didn't know. So where I'm going with this is there were like your top 10 albums from the past year because Grammys are right around the corner. There's been a lot going on.
That was my drummer.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, and you guys have been together. You're the two founding members. You've been together since the beginning.
Yes, sir.
You know, with obviously bass and guitar and whatnot coming in later. But so I guess I don't know if this question is going to be as relevant for you then, because his top albums, he had Judas Priest on there, and then he had Saxon on there.
Yeah. It's not. That's his. That's his.
All right, so that wouldn't necessarily be.
No. That's
tea.
not the band's list. That's his.
All right. Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if it was yours because I'm like, that's an interesting list, you know, because that's like some good old school heavy metal, man.
Yeah, that's Rob. He's old school heavy metal.
Right on. Has he ever had any kind of influence, I guess, with any of the kind of music that you guys put together, kind of given you more of that, like?
Oh yeah, that's the kind of drummer Rob is. He's he's a metal drummer, and you know, he grew up on the stuff, and he has that kind of like, you know, pocket mentality that's what he's trying to do.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Now it's only been a couple of years since your last album, and I've noticed that, you know, in the succession, you know, over the last 10 studio albums, it's like a couple of years, boom, 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 you know, you're just cranking them out. Have you ever, and maybe I'm answering my own question with this, but have you ever experienced writer's block? You know, has anything ever happened where you're like, you know, have you ever felt pressured, I guess I should say, have you ever felt pressured that you need to turn out new music and you just couldn't think of anything to put down? Has that ever happened for you?
You know, you always have a subject to write about. I mean, you can write about a doorknob if you wanted to. You can write about a hat. You know, there's a million things you can write about. So, you know, running out of things to talk about, that's you know, that's not really that hard to do.
Well, what inspires you? Like, what is there anything in particular that you kind of draw from? Is it, you know, more personal life experiences? Is it current events?
It's everything. That's what I mean. Is there's really no limitation to you know what you can write about. You can be specific. You can be metaphorical. You know, I can talk about something personal, but using the example of a broken down couch. You know, there's a million different ways.
I don't think you've ever written a song about a broken down couch.
No, but you know, that's why it's not too difficult for me to come up with words when it comes to a song.
Right on. Now, as far as the theatrics, you know, for all the music that you guys put together, and you guys are obviously very animated. Official music videos, because we are Rock Titan Music Television here. We're not a podcast. It's all about video and trying to bring back that semblance of music television. How fun is it for you making official music videos? And then, of course, I want to talk about the official music video that you guys have out there right now, off of 10.
Yeah.
So.
It's fun. You know, we like getting the opportunity to take our music and, you know, put an image that we get to put our hands around, and you know, sometimes do fun things like dress up like FBI agents and you know, fool around in front of the camera, set desks on fire, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, it's an extra added bonus to the gig.
Yeah. Now, do you feel that making the official music videos still provides value where you can justify the time and effort and, you know, whatever budget's involved? Because, you know, you can remember the days when bands used to spend big time money on videos.
Yeah, well,
you know?
crews are getting cheaper, gear's getting cheaper, editing's getting cheaper, so things get cheaper.
Yeah. It does get cheaper.
Yeah, it does. You know, people are, you know, a lot of the you know, young directors, you know, that are willing to, you know, get themselves behind the camera, you know, get their hands into the editing. They're becoming valuable pieces in the industry because they're willing to take a chance with a band because they dig them, they have an idea visually for them, or they just dig the song because they have all the tools that some, you know, directors 10 years ago wasn't available until, you know, now to the general public.
Right. Now, because you are the front man of the band, you know, you're writing the tunes and whatnot. When it comes to deciding on what song from the album you're going to make an official music video for, what kind of thought process goes into that? Is it like collaborative with you and the other guys? Or are you like, nope, this is what I'm going to do? Or is this in the hands of someone else in your entourage entirely?
No, so people have come with ideas. You know, we've tried to you know, let people steer that ship. We've steered the ship sometimes. You know, so it's really a case by case. You know, sometimes people come with an amazing concept that we don't want to touch,
right?
And other times it's completely off, you know, the mark, and we just pretty much take the reins creatively and then let them visually execute it.
Right on, right on. Now, it's funny because with this official music video I'm thinking of right now, there's a part in the video where she's got like shears in her hands. There's this girl, you know, she's got the metal shears in her hand and whatnot, and it's all very symbolic and whatnot, but I'm thinking, is Elias going to cut off his locks, man? Is she going to go? Is she going to cut all their hair off?
Yeah, no. That was the cutting the red tape.
Yeah. No, that's wild. But have you ever thought about changing your appearance? I gotta ask. You've had this from the beginning, you know, as do the other guys in the band. But you know, there's a lot of artists out there back in the day. You know, they got the long hair, you know, and all that crazy look.
I'm happy with how I look, man. I don't have any complaints.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. No, I just didn't know if it was one of those things where you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's time for a change. We're gonna cut out. We're all gonna go clean cut. Nonpoint's gonna go clean cut. You know, kind of like Metallica did back in the day. Gonna be like a bunch of hipsters, a bunch of bros. No, not your thing.
No, not my cup of tea.
That's too funny, man. So, you know, suffice to say, even though it's been 20 years, Nonpoint's got lots of years left in the tank, and basically you're going to be out there with long flowing white gray locks, you know, you're just going to be rocking that, man.
Probably, we'll see.
From now to the end of time, there's like you know, no end in sight for you guys right now.
As long as people want to keep putting out our records, we'll keep putting.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. So that being said, even though you know you're supporting 10 that just came out, which has been doing great, you know, it's been really cool. I mean, just to see the response and the reviews and, you know, the objective criticism, all which has been majoritively positive, it's pretty wild to see all that. But have you thought about writing new music? Do you already have new music in the pipeline that you're thinking of?
No, we're concentrating on this record. There's still a lot of life there, and we're still putting out videos for it, so it's still going to be...
okay. Yeah. You got new videos getting ready to come out?
We just dropped Wheel Against Wheel on December 4th.
Okay,
so
all right.
We got another
Wheel Against Wheel. Okay, I missed... You know what? I've been so crazy, you know, running ragged.
Do your research.
Man, you know. No, well, I mean, yeah, obviously we're only a few days old at this point, man. Yeah. Well, look at you calling me out, man.
Hey, it's your job, bro. It's your job.
Yes, indeed it is. But, you know, speaking of my job... I was telling you when we first met that there's a history, you know, with BC, and I remember back when I first met him, he was with iEmpire, you know, and I guess you guys were going through a bit of a transition and whatnot at that time, and he had, you know, he'd been touring with you and whatnot, but he wasn't officially one of the boys yet. And now at 10, I guess this is his second official album that he's been on with you guys from the beginning.
Yeah.
So... having been that, you know, from the beginning, you know, 10 albums deep, you've had some turnover. Is there ever a concern for yourself that maybe there's going to be some issue with, you know, the sound that you guys are putting out, like in terms of that transition, anything changing? How have you stayed true to what Nonpoint is?
I mean, I think it's with choice of players. We try to pick people that we, you know, have chemistry with, that writes music that's, you know, down the line of what we like to kind of do, and, you know, has the ability to write. You know, that's what we're looking for. And, you know, this music and touring isn't for everybody. So not everybody always lasts in those positions. And, you know, Nonpoint is a brand and a band that has, you know, I think stood the test of time because of the quality of our music, hopefully, mostly, and the support of our fans. And, you know, that's what we rested on. We don't really, you know, put too much focus and mind on the tough times.
Very cool, very cool. Now, with all the hits that you've had, you know, and there are, you know, quite a few, but In the Air Tonight, what a great cover, you know, that you guys did. Have you considered doing any other kind of epic covers, you know, from like songs from back in the day that were like really, really huge that you can put your own spin on like you did with that? Because that was obviously so huge and received very positively.
When they feel like they come, they come.
Yeah.
You know,
so it is really organic.
Yeah, we're not the type that needs to put one on every record. We just put it out when we do one well.
Well, I just didn't know if there was anything in particular that went into it, you know,
No, it was years before it even went into the movie that it was picked up for.
Right on.
It was something that we had time in the studio, months left over, nothing else to do. Decided to fool around with a cover song, and there it was.
Very cool, very cool. All right, so as the tour Full Circle wraps up, what's next for Nonpoint? What are you guys going to be doing throughout this winter season?
We got Shiprock coming up.
Right on.
We're going to do another run in the spring here. We're wrapping up negotiations on another support. And then maybe doing something in April, May, headlining wise, and going overseas in the summertime, and just tour.
All right. Very cool, very cool. Well, everybody, I'm Scotty J, Rock Titan TV. We are here with Elias from Nonpoint. Make sure you go check out their brand new album if you haven't done so already, 10! And they are on tour with P.O.D. right now. So pay attention to the news, people. I'm Scotty J, we're out.
Everything is between me and what I wanna do. The pieces, what I'm telling you, and everything is between.